Welcome to JillvdLans. Today we're analyzing cutscenes. So the first cutscene we're doing is the Sorting Hat ceremony. This is obviously one of the first cutscenes of Hogwarts Legacy, the game. This is the moment everybody has dreamed of. Everybody wanted to get their letter and also get into their favorite house. So let's listen to the Sorting Hat soundtrack. Here we go.
Ravenclaw!
The Sorting Hat ceremony from Hogwarts Legacy, also from the Study Themes album. The composers are J. Scott Rakoczy, Peter Murray, and Chuck E. Myers. The fitting aspects are the melody. It's reflecting the grandness of Hogwarts, but it's also the personal significance of the moment. There's a sense of wonder and mystery, which mirrors the awe the students feel as they stand before the Sorting Hat. The second one is the dynamics. It goes from soft to slightly swelling. It aligns with the emotional weight this scene has. It's not bombastic, but it's rather a heartfelt and ceremonial piece. It has dramatic tension when the Sorting Hat deliberates. The music, however, doesn't overwhelm. It gently underscores the moment. It's giving also space for a lot of dialogue. There is a lot of dialogue in this scene, and it shows more of an internal reflection rather than a bombastic moment. The Misfits. In some ways, the track might be too clean and too orchestral. We are more drawn to that sort of magical weirdness in this universe, and they toned it slightly down. The second one is that it's obviously needed more magical texture, but maybe because it's the first scene, they don't want to overwhelm you immediately with all those like crazy sound effects. And I think because the game speaks to a wider audience at this point, they toned it down a bit and made it more a classical piece rather than super niche. Which brings me to, is this music fitting for the entire game? In sense of genre and world, yes, 100%. Hogwarts Legacy is about exploring magical, historical world. It's a classical orchestral score, so that suits perfectly. It balances the John Williams score, but in their own style. The tone fit. The music in the game shifts between exploration, combat, mystery, and wonder. This track particularly leans into more wonder and tradition. It's a ceremony aspect in contrast and variety. Because the score is composed by multiple people and there are two albums, there's enough variety to cover both the quiet magical moments and the bombastic dangerous action moments. Purpose. It sets up the Hogwarts experience. The ceremony is iconic in the Harry Potter lore. It evokes emotional resonance. So the music should underline that hope and maybe a bit of fear, like you don't really know in which house you will get into. In sense of world building, really makes the wizarding world feel real, ancient, majestic, and of course that nostalgic hint is always there. He succeeds very well. It's giving a sense of age and tradition, while it's also giving warmth. You really feel welcomed in Hogwarts. Why I like it. It gives me goosebumps when I play. I remember when I played it, it was so nostalgic and it was so like amazing to be out there and finally get into your house of your dreams. This music really amplifies that without overshadowing that narrative. So, like I said, it brings nostalgia. So the possible criticism I have, it might be a bit too safe. Maybe some people really like the more mysterious tone. Like I said, that those magical textures are missing. So we're gonna do a deep dive into the music. The instruments. So for first, we have strings. So like violins, violas, cellos. They carry the main melody, provide warmth and richness. Then we have flutes and clarinets. They add a light, airy quality and always giving that sense of wonder. Then we have horns, soft horns, French horns. They add weight, majesty and a ceremonial feel. And then we have percussion. They always provide ceremonial rhythm. So the tempo, I would say it's moderate. It's not very fast, but it's also not super slow. It's giving a formal tone in the chorus. The harmony, it's diatonic. Harmony feels warm, but with an occasion of tension when the Sorting Hat is thinking. So the dynamics, it builds up slowly and gently, but with restraint. There could be an increase in volume when the tension happens, but it never goes into a bombastic overload. So the timing and the signature, the rhythm, it's likely in 4/4. That's common time. Because it fits in ceremonial and orchestral style. The rhythm is flexible. It's not like march-like. It's more flowing, and that fits the magical vibe. So the composers wanted to balance the originality of the Wizarding World, but with a new twist, in sense of that it needed to be timeless. So it has a more traditional feeling to the music. They recorded with a 54-piece orchestra, showing they really valued live orchestra over computer-generated sounds. We're gonna go a different route. We're gonna go Diablo 3 cutscene. Leah is Diablo. Spoiler alert, but that's when, you know, my socks blew off. You never knew this coming, and the storytelling was so good and was so powerful, and the music amplifies that shit. So here we go.
Even in the heart of heaven.
Diablo 3 official soundtrack includes tracks like The Eternal Conflict. The composers are Neil Acree, Russell Brower, Derek Duke, Ado Guidotti, Lawrence Joubert, Joseph Lawrence, and Glenn Stafford, to name a few. Why it fits. The theme. The title itself is called Eternal Conflict, and this strongly aligns with the confrontation between an angel and a demon. The choral performances really elevates the song. Instrumentation, it has orchestral strings, it has pipe organs, it has a choir. It really emphasizes that moral significance, and like I said, the stakes are really high. So the dynamics, it's a battle between cosmic beings, it has a strong build-up, powerful climaxes, and an intense resolution. What could be the limits? Music could be a bit too pretty or a bit too melodic. It might underplay that horrific or chaotic nature of Diablo, or it can be too dark or imperious. So there really needs to be a balance there. The song goes lower when softer when the voiceover is there. So sometimes that gets you out of it. In terms of genre and world fit, well, Diablo 3 is a dark fantasy action RPG. It has orchestral and choral cinematic music, and that fits very well. In terms of tone fit, the game has many layers. It has exploration, it has dungeons, it has fight sequences, and I think the last scene where everything comes together is really powerful, and it's really an end result of the whole game you've been playing and variety. Well, the soundtrack is very diverse. There are ambient themes, you have battle themes, you have cinematic pieces. So the purpose of the piece, it conveys cosmic and moral skill. The battle isn't just physical, it's good versus evil, it's light versus darkness, and it really shows that. So the heightened emotional stakes, player should really feel the weight of the conflict and the terror of Diablo, and the fact that you have this whole bond with Leah and then she turns into Diablo should really feel like mind-blowing, and I think it really does that, and you're rooting for her, but at the same time you're also rooting for Imperius. That's where the duality comes from, and I think that really plays into the soundtrack as well. That brings me to supporting the cinematic narrative. It amplifies the visuals, making the scene feel epic but also tragic. Why I like it? Well, it has a lot of emotional weight bonded with Leah as a character. It's not just a fight, it's a cosmic war. That really end boss fight scene really hits the core. I really like the combination of voices and the choir. It gives a physical and a spiritual feel, which I really like and I'm really into. We're hearing orchestra, strings, brass, woodwinds, percussion. They really give power and epicness to the soundtrack. We're hearing a choir, both male and female voices. We're hearing pipe organs, a synthesizer, which gives this mystical, otherworldly layer, really giving full force dark fantasy. The tempo, probably moderate to fast during climatic moments. It's slower during the build-ups. The harmony uses dissonance for the tension. Played at modal scales or non-traditional chord progression. It might resolve into more triumphant chords when valor, redemption is highlighted. So the dynamics, it has a wide dynamic range from whispering choir or strings to full orchestral blast. The time signature and the rhythm is likely 4/4 for manageability. It shifts sometimes temporarily in rhythms to convey some unrest. Most of these composers are really known for their epic battle, emotional charged music, so it really fits the soundtrack. You can really see that Blizzard has high ambition and they have the money for it. They really recorded everything live. So after this whole shebang of analyzation, we're gonna mix the two. Yes, we're gonna Frankenstein this shit. So we're gonna change them up and then we're gonna see what happens.
Even in the heart of heaven.
Ravenclaw!
Putting Diablo 3 intense apocalyptic battle music under the Sorting Hat ceremony completely breaks the tone. Instead of whimsical, mysterious, or welcoming, it feels threatening, like Hogwarts is about to be attacked. Every student at this point feels suspicious or doomed, and the music really overwhelms the soft pacing and it ruins that magical atmosphere. Let's say it turns a cozy school moment into a demonic fight, and that shouldn't exist in this world. But the other way around, replacing Diablo's Hellfire Orchestra with Hogwarts' whimsical wand twinkling music makes the fight between Diablo and Imperius feel a little bit goofy and unseriousness. At times it felt a bit that it matched, but in all honesty, it felt weird. Like the stakes suddenly disappears, the drama collapses. It feels a bit like a parody of two angels fighting this epic battle, but it's a joke. Yeah, so the music doesn't match the aggression anymore, the scale or that darkness that we need in Diablo 3, and it doesn't do the visuals any good. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.